How's it going, everyone? Welcome to this Friday edition of, well, Brooks Gibbs Live. That's me. I'm your host, Brooks Gibbs, and I thank you so much for joining me. I have a couple awesome guests in the studio with me. I got Braden, and I've got Jackson, and I'm so glad that you guys are with me. This is the first time you've ever been with me technically in the studio, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? So I took over your schoolroom. Where are you doing school nowadays?
The kitchen table.
Yeah, not bad. Kitchen table. And so we are excited because we're going to play a game together today called Squabbles. You can get it on Amazon.com. It's a game that they helped me create. I'm going to teach you how to play it in a bit. But I want to remind you, you can give me a call at brooksgibbslive.com. I have the lower third here somewhere. No, I don't. brooksgibbslive.com. All you have to do is give me a call. By going to a website, brooksgibbslive.com, it'll turn your laptop or your phone into a webcam using your built-in camera there, and we'll be able to talk right here in studio. But let's play the game. Let's play Squabbles. All right. So basically, Jackson, Braden, the game Squabbles, as you know, because you helped me create it, sons, is made of two different cards. We got a conflict deck of cards, and we've got our resolution deck of cards. And conflict and resolution. Now, the conflict cards tell you what bad event happened. For example, it says, I tickle you because I want to bother you. And hopefully the resolution that you have is readily in your hand. For a bothering, which is a red emoji, the resolution is the word so. So there's only three types of conflicts. There's bothering conflicts, there are joking conflicts, there are hurting conflicts, and those are only three reasons why people are mean to you. And for each conflict, there is a resolution. So here's how the game is played. We're going to give each kid three conflict cards. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. By the way, you can get this at Amazon.com. And we're going to get two resolution cards. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. All right. Now you keep your hand confidentially. Keep it close. You don't know what exactly is going to happen in the deck of cards here. You don't know who's going to do what. Now the nearest birthday goes first. So that would be Jackson. Your birthday's coming up. All right. Do you want me to scoot over?
Thank you.
All right. Sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice and loud.
Okay, so...
Oh, I see your cards. Don't show me. Who are you going to pick to throw a conflict at?
I'm going to pick Braden.
Okay, be smooth.
After you made fun of my karate skills, I told everyone you stunk up the bathroom because I feel hurt by you.
Okay, so it's a hurting. Show them what the card looks like. This is a blue emoji. Hopefully you have a resolution for the hurting.
I do.
Which would be an I'm sorry. Okay, so you told everyone he stunk up the bathroom because why? What was the conflict?
I felt hurt by him.
I know, but why? I mean...
Oh, because after you...
Made fun of his karate skills. Okay, so you keep the -1 conflict card and you keep the +1 resolution card. Good job. The goal for Squabbles is actually not to squabble. It's to get out of squabbles. So when someone throws a conflict, hopefully you have a resolution card that matches and you'll get out of the squabble. Okay, so I'll go next since we'll go this way. Braden, I posted an embarrassing photo of you because I think it's funny. It's a yellow emoji.
Wait, don't I get a new blue one?
Oh, yeah. You got to replenish your cards. You don't have it? Because he doesn't have a matching resolution to this joking conflict, we have to squabble. Now we're going to do, we'll say about 20 seconds of squabbling. So someone has to set a timer or a stopwatch. And we got 20 seconds. The best squabbler, the most ridiculous, outrageous, squabbler wins. And at the end, we'll take a vote and see who wins. Ready? I'm going to repeat the conflict and then we'll squabble. I posted an embarrassing photo of you because I think it's funny.
Thanks. Free publicity.
For like the ugliest person on earth. That's literally what it was titled.
It's funny photo, not embarrassing photo.
Yeah, no, it was very embarrassing. If I looked like that, I would be embarrassed.
But you don't look like that. You look worse.
Oh, snap. 23 seconds. We got to stop. That was 20 seconds. All right, everyone's going to vote. including the squabblers, we vote who we thought was the better squabbler. I'm going to vote Braden. Who are you going to vote?
Me.
Braden. And you're going to vote Braden. Okay, so you definitely keep, I keep the -1 conflict card because I lost the squabble. Really, no one actually wins a squabble. You can only lose a squabble. So even though he was voted as the best squabbler, I'm the one that keeps the -1 conflict card. So it's -1, it's +1, and it's -1. So far, Braden is in the lead. All right, where'd my cards go? There they are. I'm going to replenish. Braden, your turn. Who are you going to do a conflict?
Wait, can I do this?
Right, yes, you do it. Yes.
Jackson, I make fun of your polka dot mini skirt because I want you to bother you.
So?
Oh, he has a so card. This is the resolution to the bothering conflict card, which means you get a +1 point. You don't have to squabble, and you keep a -1 point. So -1 + 1 is 0. -1 + 1 is 0, and I have -1. So both of you are tied in the lead. Jackson, your turn. We're playing Squabbles, by the way. You can get this at Amazon. It's fun for the whole family, and you learn social skills while doing it.
Okay. So,
Nice and loud.
when you constantly brag about how rich you are, we don't want to play with you anymore because we feel hurt by you.
Ooh, so you're a braggart that you're so rich, and people are hurt by that, which means it's a hurting conflict. You need a I'm sorry resolution. Do you have it? I'm sorry, but notice the I'm sorry resolution, it's actually green, but because I have a green screen keyed out, it looks red, but it really is green. Anyways, it says prove it. Now, when you have a prove it card, that means for him to actually win this +1 resolution, he has to do a challenge. What is the prove it challenge? Nice and loud.
Prove it challenge. The target must apologize and explain to the aggressor why they are bragging so much. To win, the target should take responsibility and not blame anyone else.
All right, so you have to apologize, okay? But you cannot make excuse or shift blame. So he just has to genuinely apologize. Right? Yeah, okay, so let's see. And we'll go 20 seconds. Go ahead and read it, go.
When you constantly brag about how rich you are, we don't want to play with you anymore because we feel hurt by
Nice
you.
and loud.
I'm sorry. I just thought that if you hear someone that's doing really good, you would be happy yourself. But I understand that it's hard and to hear over and over. So I will not do that next time.
And 20 seconds. All right. That was an interesting apology. Did you have an excuse in there? Or did you shift blame?
Yes.
What was it that you said?
I said that I'm sorry that I thought that if I was talk about someone who is happy, that they'd be happy too. So I won't do it
I don't
next
remember
time.
what the conflict was. When you constantly brag about how rich you are, we don't want to play with you anymore because
That's an
we feel
excuse.
hurt by you. And you were saying, I'm sorry, what?
That when I didn't say I'm sorry. I said I thought that if I was happy and talked about it, you'd be happy, but I'm sorry that it didn't make you happy.
So he gave us context. He wasn't making an
Wasn't that the
excuse.
question?
Yeah. I think the easiest way to win an I'm sorry is to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All I had to say.
That's all you had to say. But instead, you try to explain it all. This is the problem. When we apologize with context, we only create more aggression. So you actually lose that one. Yeah, sorry, buddy. So,
Wait, does he get that?
yeah, he gets a +1 because, no, actually, no. Did you
We
have the resolution? So we
Yeah.
just put it in the bottom of the pile. Yep, good catch, yep. So if you don't win the challenge resolution card, you simply put it in the bottom of the pile. All right. Next, it's me. I'm going to say, Jackson, I say it's your fault that we failed our group project because I feel hurt by you. It's your fault we failed.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he's got an I'm sorry resolution card, which means he did not get dragged into a squabble. I keep the negative card. Hold on. Now, it's Braden, your turn. By the way, we're playing Squabbles. If you just joined us, it's this game that I created. You can get it at Amazon.com. Fun for the whole family. Teaches social skills as well. My boys are here with me, and we're playing Squabbles as a family. All right.
Jackson, I tickle you because I want to bother you.
So,
Ooh, a bothering conflict is resolved with the indifferent answer called so. Well done. What's the score so far? We've done 2 rounds.
I have 2.
I have -2.
You have 2 and you have -2 and I have -2, 2. So Jackson, congratulations. We only played 2 rounds, but you won. Let's give him a big round of applause. So that's how you play Squabbles, and it's on Amazon.com. Make sure you get it, because after all, this is the season to play board games with the family when you're bored. Thanks, guys. Thanks
You're welcome.
thanks for playing the game with me. Yeah. All right. So as they peace out and take off, I'm going to continue the Brooks Gibbs Live show by taking your calls at brooksgibbslive.com. I'm going to find the lower third. I don't know why I fail to I got this lower third that I put up called Brooks Gibbs Live. So hopefully, yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Sweet. Let me add it right here. This is how you can video call me, brooksgibbslive.com. Make sure you give me a call soon. Lines are open. I'll talk to your kids or to parents. And if this is the first time you've seen my show online, it's probably because I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks at 11 a.m. East Coast time. I decided to do this a little later. By the way, happy Good Friday to everyone who celebrates in Christianity the death, which is a good thing, of Jesus. This is what we're celebrating. Why do we call it Good Friday if it is all about a death? Well, very simply because we believe that Jesus died for our sins. He took the penalty that we should have taken. He lived a life that we couldn't, which was a life of perfection. He died a death that we should have, but we didn't want to. And so it's the great switcheroo. It's the great exchange. He gives us a acceptable holy life, and we give him all of our sin, sorrow, and sadness, a man of sorrow acquainted with grief. And because of the Good Friday story, Christians all over the planet celebrate. We can now have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. Without Jesus, without that sacrifice, that final perfect lamb, we're sinful people, and God is holy, and we have no access to him. And so because of what Jesus did, he reconnected us. It's called reconciliation to a holy God. So it's a very, very exciting time for us as Christians all over the world to celebrate Good Friday. I'm actually teaching a little study at my church tonight for a Good Friday service. I'll be doing it over the internet, of course, as people are still struggling with the quarantine epidemic. And how you guys doing with that? Are you having a coronation, or are you straight up pandemic panic mode? Give me a call. We'll discuss it. Also, I love to talk to kids about their social and emotional challenges and problems. Maybe they need to learn to laugh. I can teach them how to do that. Learn to apologize effectively. I can teach them to do that. Or learn to brush off the mean words and actions of others. I'd love to talk to kids about that. If you have a question or comment, or you want to talk Corona, or you want to talk Squabbles, give me a call. brooksgibbslive.com. I wanted to share with you guys the incredible poem that I read this week in my interview with Jed Hafer from Love and Logic. It's one of the saddest, most heartbreaking poems, very convicting for parents, and it's done really well online today. Many people are sharing it. If you haven't seen it, it's called Father Forgets, and it's really powerful. I had a hard time reading this. In fact, if you want to see me cry, I cried in this video clip. While you're watching this, give me a call, brooksgibbslive.com. Let me close with a really moving poem entitled Father Forgets. And this is a dad who is feeling the regret of not parenting his child in a way that Love and Logic promotes. And I hope you dads, especially listening, will pick up on this. It says, "Listen, son, I'm saying this as you lie asleep, one little hand crumpled under your cheek and blonde curls sticky over your wet forehead. I have broken into your room alone just a few minutes ago as I sat reading my paper in the library. A stifling wave of remorse swept over me. Guilty, I came to your bedside. There are things which I am thinking, son. I had been cross to you. I scolded you as you were dressing for school because you gave your face a mere dab with the towel. I took you to task for not cleaning your shoes. I called you out angrily when you threw some of your things on the floor. At breakfast, I found you at fault too. You spilled things. You gulped down your food. You put your elbows on the table. You spread butter too thick on your bread. As you started off to play, I made for my train, and you turned and waved a hand and called, "Goodbye, Daddy." And I frowned and said in reply, "Hold your shoulders back." Then it began all over again late this afternoon. As I came up the road, I spied you down on your knees playing marbles. There were holes in your socks. I humiliated you before your friends by marching you ahead of me to the house. Socks were expensive, and if you had to buy them, you would be more careful. Imagine that, son, from a father. Do you remember later when I was reading in the library how you came timidly with your sort of hurt look in your eyes? I glanced up over my paper, impatient at the interruption. You hesitated at the door. "What is it that you want?" I snapped. You said nothing, but ran across in one tempestuous plunge, threw your arms around my neck and kissed me. Your small arms tightened with affection that God had set blooming in your heart, which even neglect could not wither. Then you were gone, pattering up the stairs. Well, son, it was shortly after that my paper slipped from my hands and a terrible sickening fear came over me. What has habit been doing to me? The habit of finding fault or reprimanding. This was my reward to you for being a boy. It was not that I did not love you. It was that I expected too much of you. I was measuring you by the yardstick of my own years. There is so much that was good, fine and true in your character. The little heart of yours was as big as the dawn itself over the hills. This was shown by your spontaneous impulse to rush in and kiss me goodnight. Nothing else mattered. Tonight, son, I've come to your bedside in the darkness. I've knelt here, ashamed. It is a feeble atonement. I know that you would not understand these things which I have told you in the waking hours. Tomorrow, I'm going to be a real daddy. I will chum with you, suffer when you suffer, laugh when you laugh. I will bite my tongue when impatient words come. I will keep saying as if it were my ritual, he's nothing but a boy, a little boy. I'm afraid I've visualized you as a man. Yet as I see you now, son, crumpled up and weary in your bed, I see that you are still a baby. Yesterday you were in your mother's arms, your head on her shoulder. I have asked too much. Too much. Dude.
Wow. This is kind of messed up because I can't go to the store and buy Kleenex right now. And the last time I went, they were out. And then you do this. That's powerful.
We are too harsh.
Can I say one final quick word of encouragement to all the Brooks Gibbs fans? You're watching something like this. You're interested in Brooks's material. You're interested in Love and Logic. To me, that says that you want to do this right. You want to do this well, and good for you. And God bless you. The people who are seeking to do this better, this raising kids stuff. Those people are like gold because there are too many people who aren't putting that much thought into it, and they're not even slowing down enough to regret the times that they've hurt their kids' feelings or neglected them. So if you're one of those people who's trying to get better at being a mom or dad or teacher or mentor, bless you, and we appreciate you. Thanks, and you can do this.
You can do this if you will. And that's the message of this poem. Tomorrow, I'm going to be different. And you know what? That's the commitment we should make. Because in the moment of clarity, we have that guilt. And we need to be responsive to that. Because time is ticking. These kids are growing. And we need to not harm them. We need to help them. And that is critical that we reflect a loving heart. Just like my Heavenly Father loves me unconditionally. Wow, what a powerful poem that was penned many years ago, over 50 years ago. In fact, that poem was in the book by Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Such a powerful poem. I'm glad he put that in there. And speaking of winning friends and influencing people, we have a comment here right underneath this video that you're watching live. It's a comment from a mom. And by the way, you can call me, anyone can call me at brooksgibbslive.com. Simply enter that in your browser and you'll be connected right here into my studio and we could talk face to face. But a text is fine. Maria, who it says is a top fan, which is interesting. It rates my fans. So she's a top fan. Thank you so much. She says, I love your show. My kid is being excluded from games and other activities at school. It makes him feel really sad. We have talked about exclusion, but he says he is always alone and that he has to go to the library because no one wants to play with him. What can I tell him? Exclusion is a real devastating experience for kids who thrive on social interaction. And I think that's almost every human being. You may not want a bunch of friends, but you at least want one friend. And playing is something that everybody enjoys. So when you're excluded from playing, it's like a double whammy. For this kid, he has to go into the library, isolate away from people, and remain bored, I suppose. He might find himself lost in historical friends, lost in the pages of a book, where books become his friend or characters within the books become his friend, and I think that's okay. I am a huge advocate for seasons of solitude, seasons of silence. I think there are times that we should probably isolate ourselves for a season and do a little more internal work. But I don't think this is the case for this kiddo. It seems like no one, apparently according to mom, wants to play with him. And that typically means there's something about this child in the way he plays that may not be an attractive personality trait, but a repulsive personality trait. Maybe he wants to win so bad that he can't stand losing, therefore he's labeled by others as a poor sport. No one wants to play with him. Or maybe he's a ball hog. I don't know. I'm not saying this is the case for this child, but this is often how children learn who's cool to play with and who's not cool to play with. And there's typically a personality trait that is repulsive to others. Maybe it's always saying no fair, a strong sense of justice this child has. He's going to make a wonderful lawyer, and he's going to be able to make great arguments before a judge. But when it comes to his playmates, his foul or his sense of justice or his right or wrong continues to make him repulsive and not attractive to others. And so we need to identify. Maybe he could ask, why don't you want to play with me? I mean, it's very simple. Why don't you want to play with me? Maybe the teacher that observes the playtime at school can make a careful comment on why kids are not attracted to this kid. Or maybe he hasn't been taught how to make friends. I've made up an acronym to help children know how to make friends. It's very easy to remember. It's FRIEND. And when you talk to people, remember the friend acronym and you'll make a friend real fast, because Scripture says a person who has friends must first show himself friendly. And so the first F stands for, and the only F in friends, stands for family. Ask them about their family. When you're walking to recess or you see another kid kind of hanging out on the side, have a conversation and get them to talk about themselves or their family. People love to talk about themselves. It's their favorite subject. So tell me about your family. How many siblings do you have? Is your mom and dad divorced or are they still together? You know, just talk about family. The R stands for recreation. What do you like to do for fun? What's your favorite pastime? Do you enjoy video games? Do you enjoy sports? Are you building anything at home? get the kiddo to talk about what they enjoy doing for fun, for recreation. The next one is I, industry. What do you want to do when you grow up? For work. What does your dad do for work? What does your mom do? Does she work? And what do you like about your parents' work? What do you not like about your parents' work? Talk about industry. What do they want to do? What could they see themselves doing? What is, you think, the coolest job on the planet? Maybe an astronaut or something like that. Or a lifeguard, if they could only get paid a lot more. How cool would that be, sitting in the sunshine? The next one is E in the acronym FRIEND. Education. What's your favorite subject? What do you really thrive at in school? Where do you want to go to school? Have you ever thought about college? I love hearing kids in the elementary school level talk about the college they want to go to. That's rare, but that's so cool to see that they have a vision for college. Why do you like that favorite subject? The N in the acronym FRIEND is, do you have any needs? This is such a powerful question, and it opens up a door for you to be a blessing to that person. Do you have any needs? Is there anything you need help with? Is there anything I can do for you? Wow, you're really showing yourself to be a generous friend. And oftentimes reciprocity will kick in and they'll ask, what can I do for you? And of course, the D in the acronym FRIEND is, what are your dreams or desires? What are your hopes or aspirations? Is there anything you're looking forward to in the future? Anything you want to accomplish or achieve in life? That's a great way to end a conversation on a high note of looking forward to the future with your dreams or your desires. I remember coming up with this acronym on a plane ride from one speaking engagement back home. And the kid I was talking to was telling me, just like this mom confessed, she had no idea how to help her child make friends. It seems like everyone's already got a click. Everyone's already together. How do I make a friend? And I thought there's got to be an easy way to explain that to them. So on the flight home, I came up with FRIEND. Maybe other people have come up with something similar, but it just was in my mind. And I decided to try it out that night. When I landed, I had enough time to join my family in this little jump house, this little fun bounce house type place. It was like a trampoline type theme park almost inside this huge warehouse. And I went in there and my kids were jumping around with other kids, and there was this big Marine dad that was there. And I said, I wonder if the friend thing will work with the Marine dad. He had no idea that I was doing a psychological, sociological experiment on him, but nevertheless, I did it. I said, hey, tell me about your family. How many kids do you have? What do you like to do for fun, for recreation? Do you guys have a boat? Because I live in Florida, a lot of people do. What about industry? What do you do for a job? Wow, you're in the military. That's incredible. Can you tell me, or do you have to kill me if you tell me what you do in the military? What's your job? Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. What about needs? What do you have needs? By the time I got past education, and I found out he had a master's degree level in this subject and that, and we talked a little while, when I came to needs, it really got special. And he explained to me that he had a tree in his front yard, which root broke a pipe in his sewage line. And the plumber told him it would be a massive amount for him to dig the hole. But if he could have some buddies dig the hole before he got there, then it would just be a fraction of the cost to fix the pipe. And I said, well, I'd love to help you with that. And I immediately knew at that moment, meeting this stranger for the first time, that he had a need that I could help. I have a couple of shovels and I've got some energy and time. And finally, I had a hard time asking him about his dreams, to be honest with you. Right when I was about to say, so what are your dreams, to end the FRIEND acronym? It was just, I said desires. What are your desires? What are your aspirations? And he shared what him and his wife were desiring to do in the future, what they were working hard to do. And I really felt like I had a connection with this guy. And the cool thing was, as the law of reciprocity always is, it comes back to you. As I was asking him about his family, he asked me about my family. And I asked him about his recreation. He asked me about what I enjoy doing in industry and education and needs and desires or dreams. We had a two-way pouring in to each other conversation. And it really made the relationship ripe to go to the next level. to see if we could enjoy another family time in the future. It works even for big, strong Marines like that guy. So that's one thing you need to do. Teach your child how to be a friend or how to make friends. I like teaching kids not just how to deal with enemies, but how to make friends and to help them understand that just a few friends is all you need. You don't need a bunch of friends. In fact, if you have a mile-wide spectrum of friendships, your relationship will only go in an inch deep. It's not practical. You just need an inch wide of friendship so you can go a mile deep. Just a few friends. One is great, sometimes all you need. Two is double, but three, a cord with 3 strands is not easily broken. Because sometimes friends will abandon you for a season because they got their own things going on in life. And you have a couple backup friends to help out. So it's always good to have 3 really close friends. And they're not going to grow unless you invest in them. And so now, even with my BFFs, my best friends forever, it's not uncommon for me to text them or call them up and go through the friend acronym. How's your family? What have you done lately for fun or recreation? What about industry? How's your work? What about education? Are you learning anything? Listening to any audiobooks? What's going on? What about needs? Do you have any needs? Anything I can pray for you? Or what about desires or dreams? What's your goals coming up and what are your plans to get that? So it works even when you have close friends to nurture those friendships. So I love the friend acronym. A man or woman who has friends must show themselves friendly. You can give me a call at Brooks Gibbs Live if you want to chat. BrooksGibbsLive.com is the website you go to. And believe it or not, when you go to BrooksGibbsLive.com, it engages your camera on your phone or your laptop. You got to approve it, of course. And you can be here in the studio talking with me. You can video call me, which is pretty awesome. So Maria, I hope that question answered. I hope that answered your question. BrooksGibbsLive.com. I'd love to hear about you. Another thing about social exclusion. Let me give you my relief cam over here. There you go, my other cam. Oh, by the way, squabbles.com is the game that you could play. You could buy it at, I played it earlier in the broadcast here with my boys. We were playing a game of Squabbles. Teaches your kids how to resolve conflicts. It's a game of conflict resolution. But one more note about exclusion. Birds of a feather flock together. It's a sociological phenomenon. Exclusion is an important fact of life. It plays an important role because it preserves values and resources. See, we only have so much stuff to share, so we have to make our circle of friends tight and small. If you were to throw a party, you can't just have anyone and everyone come to the party. You have to budget who's coming to the party, and you only have so much stuff for so many kids. That's why I think it's wrong when schools demand that parents bring invitations to birthday parties for everyone in the class. That is not in touch with the reality. That could actually ruin your daughter's big day when that other girl from the school who always causes problems comes in and brings her bad attitude to bring down the party. She's a party pooper. It's important to only invite a few friends that your daughter would love to have at her birthday party. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a violation of the golden rule. It's in touch with nature and reality, and I think it's reasonable and rational. So we only have so much stuff. It preserves resources. And the other thing is it preserves value. Grandma used to say, she quoted ancient scripture, bad company corrupts good morals. So when we hang out with negative influences, we often inherit those negative habits. And bad habits or bad company corrupts good morals. Or as my dad from Texas used to say, if you lie down with dogs, you'll rise up with fleas. You don't want to hang out with dogs. You don't want to hang around people who are negative or low life or partaking of vices that are addictive and destructive. You want to they say if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You want to hang out with achievers. You want to be around people you aspire to be like. You want them to positively influence you and not negatively influence you. So social exclusion over time has proven to be very effective, not only in the humanity or mankind, but in the animal kingdom. Gorillas only hang out with their tribes. Dogs are pack animals. And definitely, birds of a feather flock together. And if nature knows it, then we should learn from the wisdom of nature. BrooksGibbsLive.com is the number you can call. I've got no one calling right now. Lines are totally open. So we'll go to another commercial for my homeschool assembly. And if no one calls, then I'll just shut down the broadcast for this weekend. Happy Good Friday, by the way, if you're just joining me. Happy Good Friday. I'm very excited about Good Friday. It's good because of what Jesus did. For us Christians, we value the death, burial, but also the Easter Sunday resurrection of Christ. It is a very exciting time. In fact, it's more exciting. Yeah, I say it's equal to Christmas. It's equal to Christmas. The kids love Christmas more. But for us who are mature in the faith, Good Friday is good because of the great exchange. It's called the Great Switcheroo. I gave him all my sin, and he gave me all his righteousness. He paid for the sin that I should have paid for, and he gave me righteousness that I did not deserve. And because of faith in that Good Friday, we call Friday good. He died a death that I should have, and he resurrected when I could never have accomplished such a thing. So Good Friday reminds us that we now have a relationship with an Almighty God. Through our Lord Jesus Christ, we have peace in our hearts. I don't usually get religious, but on this holiday, I can't help but excitedly say, I love Good Friday, and I love my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. By the way, there is a free resource for schools. I speak in schools all over the country, and I teach social and emotional skills. And you could show your kids my school assembly by going to homeschoolassembly.com. Here's a little video that describes what it is. Everybody say, don't get upset. I love my job. I get to help teach students how to get someone to stop being mean. I teach students how to systematically remove mean people from their life legally without any violence. There are 3 reasons why people are mean to you. You can see on the emojis behind me that maybe they're trying to be funny and you're the butt of the joke. They're being mean to you because they want you to get upset. And always, when it comes to humor, someone has to be the butt of the joke. And when you're the butt of the joke, maybe you're not liking that. But the second reason why someone might be mean to you is because they're hurt by you. You did something or said something, and now they're angry with you. They have the desire for revenge. You realize you've got a victim you're dealing with. Maybe the third reason why people are mean to you is because they like to control you. They love to see you suffer. They want to have psychological power over you, and they love doing that. But the same truth for all 3 is don't get upset. Be emotionally resilient. Everybody say resilience. If you're emotionally resilient, if you're mentally tough, if you're cognitively strong, if you have emotional intelligence to know why she's being mean and how to stop her, then she cannot mess with you. You can check out that school assembly and show it to your kiddos and get some great resources at homeschoolassembly.com. Fellas, welcome back. We're going to do another round of squabbles that you guys can get at amazon.com. Squabbles is the game of conflict resolution made up of 2 different card decks. One is the conflict card, the other is the resolution. And in this game, we teach students how to resolve conflicts before they get dragged into a squabble. This is a great game to play, especially now that we're in the coronation. Why don't you scoot a little closer to me, buddy? All right, Braden. Good to be with you. Jackson, good to be with you. We're going to pick up with Jackson. Jackson, you're going to share a conflict card. Who my stutter's coming back. Who are you going to throw a conflict to?
To you.
Okay, bring it.
I tell another friend that you have permanent diarrhea because I think it's funny.
You tell a friend that I have permanent diarrhea because you think it's funny. First of all, it's disgusting. Because it's a funny conflict, it's the yellow emoji. Hopefully, I have a resolution card that is a ha-ha laugh. If I had one, I could just laugh it off and go on with my day. But I don't have a resolution card, so we're gonna have to squabble. It's 20 seconds of squabbling. The funniest or best or most outrageous squabbler wins.
I'll do it.
Bring it. Ready? Tell me when.
Go.
I tell another friend that you have permanent diarrhea because I think it's funny.
That's so embarrassing.
No.
Permanent diarrhea? That would mean I would be dehydrated.
It suits you.
It suits me? What? You're going to be in a suit and go to my funeral if I don't stop having the diarrhea. Why did you tell people I have diarrhea? And it's not permanent. It's not forever. That's disgusting. You know what? You're going to get it.
Time.
No.
Time.
That's physical.
Okay. Yep. I definitely went too far. You're not supposed to exchange bodily fluids. Okay.
We're family.
Yeah. I just did take it too far. So I probably lost that one. I would say who won? He probably did, right?
Yeah.
I'd say Jackson, you can vote for yourself. Are you voting for yourself? Okay, you voted for yourself. You won the squabble, which means I have to keep the -1 conflict card, and that gives me -1 points. Okay, replenish the cards. It's my turn. I'm going to say Braden. We're throwing a party, and I give you directions to the wrong house because I want to bother you.
So?
Prove it.
He has the conflict. I have the conflict card, which was bothering. He has the resolution, which is so. Yet it has a prove it card, which means it's got a prove it note, which means he has to take a challenge. I don't know how we're going to do this. How are we going to do this? The challenge is everyone gets to give the target directions to find a chair while blindfolded. To win, the target must keep a happy face.
Let's change it. I just have to pick like a certain
No.
card.
We're playing this game.
Okay.
Yeah, we're totally going to play this game. And I'm here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to call my own studio here. Why don't you go in the living room?
Okay.
Jackson, you can go there too. And for 30 seconds, you're going to have to try to find the chair without getting frustrated.
Do I use that?
No, go in the living room. I'll be there in just a second. Whoa, we're having a vortex here. I'm going to bring you in 3. All right, folks, here we are. I'm going to spin it to win it. All right, let's go. All right. All right, Jackson. I want you to spin them around 3 times. Close your eyes, buddy. And we're going to tell you how to find the chair. And do you know where the chair is? All right. Now, Jill, the wifey, you can play if you want. Everyone's going to give them different directions. Now, guys, we do have to give them pretty accurate directions, but we can mess with them a little bit, okay? All right, go backwards. Okay, go straight. Go ahead. Jackson, you do it. Go. Oh, he just bumped. No pain.
Left. Straight. No. Stop. Turn right. Right.
Right.
Right again.
The goal's not to get frustrated.
A little bit left. Walk forward. Keep going. Left a little bit. Oh, wait. You're right on track.
We're trying to get him right there, ladies and gentlemen.
You're right on track.
Come on, guys. Keep it going. There's only supposed to be a...
Keep going.
Stop. Don't get frustrated. Turn around.
Left. No, yeah, you're right.
Straight.
Straight.
Let's get him there, guys. Left. Oh, you're going to have to go around that. Go left a little more.
Back.
Straight. Let's get him there, Jay. Let's get him there.
Okay, back.
Uh-oh. You broke our chair.
That wasn't the right chair.
Close your eyes. He broke our chair. Now take him there. Backwards.
Okay, straight net. Right.
Good.
Towards my voice.
All right, you almost there. Go forward.
Is this it?
That's it. Why don't you have a seat? You won. Everybody give him a big round of applause. He did really good. and you didn't get frustrated, which means you had the bothering challenge and you won. Fantastic. What's up, darling? What you doing?
Nothing, go.
Do you want me to go back? I'm going to end my show.
Bye. She loves him.
Isn't she lovely?
She's gorgeous.
Isn't she so wonderful? Back in the studio, I took over my family's schoolroom because of this Corona lockdown. Going back into the studio. We're gonna go back to this thing. I hope you guys have been entertained. And boom, we're back in the studio just like that. How awesome! How awesome is that? Cool. Well, guys, good job. I think we should probably shut down the show. What do you say?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do one?
Yeah.
Okay, do one. And then one more card. Good job, Braden.
Okay.
By the way, we're playing Squabbles. You can get it at Amazon.com. A lot of people are buying the game. I created it with my boys and some friends of mine, Jeff Veely and Chris Schuffel. And it's the game of conflict resolution. It teaches kids how to raise their frustration tolerance so that they're not so easily upset. So the challenge I just took my son through, for example, is great because he could have easily gotten frustrated by bogus, directions. And I could have been frustrated by him breaking my chair, but we didn't. We showed high frustration tolerance, and so that earns a point. Okay, go, B.
Jackson, I passed around a drawing of you with monkey arms because I think it's funny.
Okay, he's got a haha card. That means he has the resolution. Good job. So what did we get? How many points did people get?
I won.
I have 0.
You got 0. So Jackson, didn't you win last time?
Yeah, and I won again.
You're incredible, dude. Well done. I am so impressed. Well done, everyone. Well, that's the show, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us.
You can buy the game on Amazon.com.
You can buy the game on Amazon.com. Thank you, Jackson. He is my marketer. And how have you liked having Dad around, by the way? We haven't, all my speaking engagements canceled.
It's a lot better because you're
it's-
not gone so much.
I'm not gone so much. But, when I go, I'm gone for how long, typically?
Like
3
the
days.
The most like 4 days.
Nice and loud.
3
the most
days.
is like 4 days.
It's 3
Well,
days.
it's 1 night or 2 nights. So
Most
it'd be,
is
3 days. If I'm going West Coast, he's right. If I'm going to California, I got to go for 4 days. But I'm home every day now. What is annoying about having me home? Be honest.
You're working
You're messy.
always.
I'm messy, yes. I'm working during work hours. It seems like always, but
You
it's
take
just,
my fan.
I take your fan because it's hot with all these lights. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, let's not end on that note. Let me end on this. You know what I like about you?
What?
He is an amazing artist, and sometimes he draws my backgrounds, which is pretty awesome. And you got a one of those Apple pens that you could draw on an iPad you just got. He's 13 years old. He is not a teenager. He's an official teenager, and I'm so honored to have you in our life. He's a sweet boy. And this guy keeps me fit. This guy drags me outside every day playing baseball and all that. And we
Just
play
baseball?
Just about pretty much baseball right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes football or swimming,
Or kickball.
and he is very much like me. If any one of these boys has my personality, it's probably him. He's kind of impulsive. He kind of gets excited. He gets really passionate about stuff, and that's a good trait, but also can cause some ups and downs. So he's the one that keeps me working on. But both of y'all as siblings, as brothers, I'm reminding you to either be a bother brother or blessing bro, and you need to stop getting upset. In fact, what are the 2 things I always teach?
Don't get upset.
Treat
Treat him like a friend. Okay. I'm now going to embarrass you. Okay?
Oh no, please.
Yes, I'm going to embarrass you. We are going to sing a song.
It's so bad.
That's our dog. I should shut this show down, but who cares?
I
Who cares?
mean,
I've got 18 people watching, and it's soon to be 7. So, what song do you want to sing?
They also.
Okay, since we played this game, we talked about, are they joking with you, bothering you, or hurt by you? I wrote a song called Hey, get back over here. Why do you think they're being mean? And there's only 3 reasons why people are mean. Okay, now you gotta tap your like knees, okay? And you got a part that you're gonna sing.
No.
I don't know this song.
It goes like this. Why do you think they'll be in me? Not too loud. Why do you think they'll be in me? Listen, if they're bothering you, brush it off. Hold your head up high, sing it with me. Why do you think they'll be in me? If they're joking with you, laugh it off, make a joke. No need to cry, sing it with me. Why do you think? Come on, sing it. They'll be in me. If they're hurt by you, ask them why, and humbly apologize. Why do you think they'll be in me? There's a simple solution to conflict resolution. You gotta find out why do you think they'll be in me. Well done, guys. Well done. Well, thank you so much for watching Brooks Gibbs Live today. This edition with my kiddos. We played Squabbles, the game that teaches why people are being mean. They're either bothering you, joking with you, or hurt by you. And each conflict has a resolution. You can get that at Amazon.com. Definitely check it out. And boy, I had fun. Thank you for your questions. We talked about social exclusion. And you got to see my wife in this video, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to hear about it later. Trust me. But happy Good Friday. Don't forget, Resurrection Sunday is coming. Make sure you celebrate. Make sure you teach your children why we have this season. It's not just Easter bunny and eggs. All right, we got to go. What are you saying?
We got 19 people watching.
Okay, well then I better include, it's pretty much my family. Hi, Mom.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is.
All right, God bless y'all.
Bye.